Hello everybody, and welcome back to Wayne's World. Today we're going to go over my recipe for making strawberry wine. Now, some say, why not just buy strawberry wine? Well, in the days when I was in college, the only strawberry wine I knew of was called Ripple. I think you can still buy it today, but I haven't seen it in years, and I haven't seen strawberry wine anywhere in years, but I know it exists. It's about $10 a bottle, they tell me, and it's not all that good. So my strawberry wine is one of the most sought after by my friends, and they're always asking me the secret to making good strawberry wine, and I lie to them a lot, and I say, the secret is the strawberries you get. Yeah, I say you want a very, very sweet strawberry and one that's fresh. Now, that's a big fat lie, because I have thrown away many batches of strawberry wine using fresh strawberries. The problem with these little boogers, if I get one out, is the seeds. If you look at a strawberry real close, you see it is just saturated with seeds all around. Those little boogers get into your must during fermentation, and they cause a slight bitterness to your wine. The strawberry taste is kind of camouflaged by that taste, and you say, that's not very good. So the truth is, I have a secret, and I'm going to tell you about that secret here right now. I went to Hawaii a few years ago, and I had my first strawberry daiquiri, and I watched the bartender make it, and he used this Bacatery, I think it's what it's called, Bacatery, daiquiri mix. It's a frozen concentrate. And I watched it, and I looked at the can after he finished, and there were no seeds whatsoever in that mixture. And it made me come home and want to do some research to find out, what does this company do that removes this, and how do they remove those seeds from this? And I found out on the website that they use a centrifuge, something similar to a regular washing machine with a spin cycle, and they have filter membrane on the outside, and they will puree strawberry and put it in this washing machine and put it on the spin cycle. It throws all the seeds to the outside, and there's and then of course the rest of the juice goes through and becomes seedless strawberry. And that's exactly all this is. There's no additives, there's no preservatives, it's frozen, and it makes an excellent strawberry wine. Now, how many of these do you need? Well, you need 30 to make 6 gallons, 30 of these to make 6 gallons. And when you start pulling all these tabs off of 30, your fingers get sore and you get really upset. Now, these things cost, as I understand, I paid at the local grocery store $2.78 a can. Now, there is always a generic of anything out there, and the store brand for this is exactly the same as the Bacardi, I can never pronounce the word, but it's exactly the same thing. You taste one and taste the other, same contours, same exact ingredients, and they're pure strawberry. This is $1 cheaper than the major brand. Brings your cost way down. Now, I have made many, many bottles of strawberry wine off of that to perfection. But like I say, when you are pulling all those cans off the top of there, your fingers get sore. So I started looking around some time ago, and I found this on Amazon. It's Primor strawberry puree. And looking inside and checking it, there also are no seeds. It's also a concentrate. and taste exactly like the other two. Problem is a bit more expensive. It takes 4 of these to make 2 gallons. It takes 30 of these to make 2 gallons. But this is $25 a piece, so you need 4 of them, and that's going to make $100. Compared to if you use Bacardi, it's $83. If you use this, it's $53. So it's your concern. It will make exactly the same kind of strawberry wine. Now, what are the other things you need? You need, of course, distilled water. Now, why not just regular tap water? Why not, why not drinking water? Well, the word is pH factor. Distilled water has no pH factor. I think it's a pH of 1, which is, you just don't want high pH when you're making wine of any kind. Now, to make 6 gallons, you need 4 of these because you have 2 gallons of the puree. I usually find a container that makes me, or allows me to make a bit over the 6 gallons, and I find these buckets do great. They have this nice little spigot on the bottom, but you can do it in any kind of bucket. You don't have to make 5 gallons at a time. You can make as little as a gallon at a time. It just tastes better when you make larger batches than it does the smaller. And you will need sugar. You're going to have to add, by the time you get through with this, 12 cups of corn sugar. I use corn sugar because it makes any wine taste better than using granulated sugar or pure cane. Learned that the hard way, and you can buy the corn sugar you need. In this particular case, you'll need, I believe it's about 3 pounds, and you can get that through Amazon for about $12, $13. Okay, now we're of course going to have some yeast nutrient, and you're going to get a 4-ounce bunch of that from them also, and I believe that's $7.49 a pound, or 4 ounces, sorry. And then you're going to need a package of K1V11 Lalvin yeast. That's a winemaking yeast, and that goes in here. So we'll go through the stages here, and I'll just run you through this. After you get it all mixed together and you got your sugar in, and like I say with this, it takes 12 cups to add to bring this to that. And you'll notice I've got it almost filled to the top. I use a densitometer at this particular point, and I put it on the bricks setting because this tells me what the percentage of sugar is. I like to have it right above 25, maybe at 26, because that's going to yield me 14 to 15% alcohol by the time the fermentation stage has finished. The next thing I do is start my yeast bath. Now the yeast, as you can see, I put it into this bottle with just a little water. I put some sugar in it and a little yeast nutrient. The yeast nutrient helps this the yeast grow, and in this case I let it go for about an hour. Now at this point I take it and I add it to the must, and it don't really take a whole lot. If I can get it in the picture, and I just put it in there. You don't even have to stir it. You can just do that, and when I come in tomorrow, this will be all bubbly and it will be just fermenting away. Now, during the fermenting stage, you just want to keep it covered. You don't really want to keep the oxygen off of it at this time. And this will go for 7 days, or until your densitometer, just bring it back out here one more time. When your densitometer basically gets all the way down to where you see the 0%, or as close as it's ever going to get, when it's floating there, you know all the sugar has been consumed by the yeast and turned into alcohol. So that means that from this point on, we don't want any more oxygen to get into this. From this point, we'll take this, I'll put a little spigot on it, and I will pour everything into a 6-gallon container like this. We call this a carboy. And there's still fermentation going on. And I will leave it in this stage with the carboy until I no longer see bubbles coming up on that. Now here, like I say, you have to keep the oxygen out, so you use what's called a bong or just a check valve that keeps, it allows the carbon dioxide to get out and keeps the oxygen from getting in. The worst thing you want is oxygenated wine, because it won't taste worth a flip. Now this will stay, like I say, at this stage until I don't see those bubbles anymore. Then the next thing you do is rack it. And what you're doing to rack it, you'll look, your yeast is starting to die off the more alcohol it produces, and it falls to the bottom. We're going to take a siphoning hose and we're going to keep it off the bottom, and we're going to pull all that, all the good stuff off and leave that behind. And then it goes into the final stage. Now these are grape wines over here, but they're now in the final stage, and they will sit up here and age for a particular time. And all of the sediments already gone out of these, and they're now in what's called the fining stage of becoming a good wine. And they'll be ready for bottling. It usually takes a grape wine about a year, but because this is straight juice, it has no solids in it, you can literally drink this in 3 to 4 months, and it will be clear, and it'll be a beautiful and delicious wine. Now I'm hearing some of you already asking questions, and you're going to put it down in the comment section unless I tell you first. So here it is. You're going to say, why spend all that money on this expensive stuff? Why not just go down and buy one of the other juices that are half the price of any of that? It says it's strawberry flavored, and I'll just use that to save a whole lot of money. Here's the problem. Most of that is just colored water with flavor in it. There's no strawberry in that at all. It's just a flavoring that they put in it. It would still make a decent wine, except for one fact. It has preservatives in it. Preservatives like potassium sorbate or sodium benzoate or something like that. Anything that says sodium or potassium in the wording, it will never ferment. I don't care how much sugar you put in it, how much yeast you put in it, it will never ferment, and you've wasted your money and your time. So thanks again for joining me at Wayne's World. Every once in a while I'll post one of these when I have something new to add. You're welcome to place comments down. If you think I'm doing something wrong, go ahead and add to it. Believe me, if something can be made wrong, I've done it 100 times. So I don't think you'd be telling me anything I haven't already tried. So this is Mr. Wayne saying goodbye from Wayne's World.